All right, so we're tackling roofing projects today.
Good.
Got your shingles,
Right.
nails, safety gear, but
Yeah.
you got the right hammer.
Yeah, this is a big one.
Having the right tool can really make all the difference.
For sure.
So we're diving into
Okay.
the world of shingling hammers today,
Right.
based on an article from Quick Update called "Why is a Shingling Hammer Ideal for Roofing Work?"
Okay.
It was published just a few days ago on December 29th, 2024.
Gotcha.
And we're on a mission to see
Yeah.
if this is just a tool for the pros,
Right.
or if it's a secret weapon any DIYer can benefit from.
Yep, for sure.
And get this, it's more than just a hammer.
You hit the nail on the head there.
Really?
It's easy to think all hammers are created equal,
Right.
but the shingling hammer
Okay.
is in a league of its own when it comes to roofing.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
What makes it so special?
Well, the article breaks down the anatomy of a shingling hammer, highlighting 5 key parts. But honestly, the one that really sets it apart,
Yeah.
the one that'll have you saying, why didn't I think of that,
Okay.
is the built-in gauge.
A gauge. Like for measuring.
Exactly.
On a hammer.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I follow.
Think about it.
Okay.
You're up on a roof
Mhm.
trying to keep your balance.
Right.
And you're constantly having to stop hammering to grab your tape measure and check shingle spacing.
Yeah. That's...
It's time-consuming, and let's be honest,
Yeah.
a bit precarious.
Yeah, no kidding.
But the shingling hammer,
Yeah.
it has a gauge built right in,
Oh, wow.
so you can measure a nail without missing a beat.
All right, I see how that would be a game changer in terms of efficiency.
Yeah.
But isn't it dangerous swinging a heavier hammer, especially overhead?
That's a common concern, but here's the thing.
Okay.
The shingling hammer is designed to be slightly heavier than your average hammer, and that added weight is actually a good thing. It gives you more driving force with each swing,
Okay.
meaning you need fewer swings per nail. So ironically, it can actually reduce fatigue and make the job safer overall.
Interesting. So it's like the weight is working for you,
Exactly.
not against you?
Yep.
This is blowing my mind a little.
Wait, there's more.
Oh, no.
Remember that hatchet blade we mentioned?
Yeah, it sounded a little intimidating, to be honest.
It's not as scary as it sounds, I promise.
Okay.
It's actually incredibly useful.
All right.
You can use it to make quick, clean cuts right on the roof,
Oh, wow.
which means you don't have to constantly climb up and down a ladder
You're right.
to use a separate cutting tool.
Yeah.
Talk about a time saver.
Oh! All right, you're really selling me on this thing.
Yes.
So we've got the gauge for spacing, the hatchet for cutting.
Uh-huh.
I'm guessing the claw is pretty special too.
You bet.
Okay.
It's designed to grip roofing nails,
Mm-hmm.
which tend to be thicker and shorter than regular nails,
Right.
like a hawk grabbing its prey.
Oh,
That's because those nails are driven in at an angle.
okay.
So you need a claw that can get under the head and pull them out cleanly.
So it's not just about hammering nails in, it's
Right.
about getting them out with precision too.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like the difference between trying to open a jar with your bare hands versus using a jar opener.
Right.
The right tool makes all the difference.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder, have you ever seen anyone try to tackle a roofing job with the wrong tool?
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
I once saw someone attempting to install an entire roof
Oh, no.
with a tiny tack hammer.
Oh, my gosh.
It was painful to watch.
I bet.
They were hammering away, barely making a dent, and you could see the frustration mounting.
Yeah.
It was a classic case of the right tool for the right job.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Speaking of getting the job done right,
Mm-hmm.
the article also mentions some pro tips
Right.
for using the shingling hammer effectively and safely.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that stood out to you?
Well, they stress the importance of wearing gloves,
Yeah.
which seems obvious when you're dealing with sharp roofing materials. But I take it a step further
Okay.
and emphasize finding gloves that fit well and offer good dexterity.
Oh, okay.
You don't want to sacrifice control for the sake of protection.
Right. You need to be able to feel what you're doing.
Exactly.
No one wants a fumble up on a roof.
Nope.
The article also suggested practicing with the gauge beforehand.
Yes,
Do you think that's really necessary?
absolutely.
Okay.
It might seem like an extra step,
Right.
but trust me, getting a feel for the gauge before you're up on a ladder is crucial.
Okay.
It's like learning to play a musical instrument.
Uh-huh.
You wouldn't expect to perform a concerto without practicing the scales first, right?
Good point. So practice makes perfect even when it comes to roofing.
Exactly.
Now, I know we have some listeners out there who are probably thinking,
Yeah.
This all sounds great,
Mm-hmm.
but is a shingling hammer really something a beginner can handle?
Yep.
The article touched on that in the FAQ section, right?
It did, and it had a very reassuring answer.
Okay, good.
Basically, while there's definitely a learning curve,
Yeah.
mastering the shingling hammer is totally achievable for a DIYer.
Okay.
Just like with any tool, it takes a bit of practice and patience.
That's good to hear. It's not just a tool reserved for the roofing elite.
Right.
You know, it's funny.
Right.
We start off talking about the shingling hammer as this specialized tool for pros, and it is.
Right.
But it seems like it's also a great option for any ambitious DIYer who wants to elevate their roofing game.
Exactly. And it's not just about getting the job done. It's about doing it well and safely.
Right.
Using the right tool can make a world of difference in terms of efficiency, quality, and your overall safety on the roof.
Well said.
Yeah.
It's like, why struggle with the wrong tool when there's a specialized one designed to make your life easier and your project look better?
Precisely. And think about this. The shingling hammer is a great example of how specialized tools can actually make tasks more accessible.
Okay.
In the past, you might have needed a whole team of people with years of experience to install a roof efficiently and safely.
Right.
But with tools like the shingling hammer, even a DIYer can achieve professional-level results.
It's like democratizing the craft in a way.
Exactly.
Putting the power in the hands of anyone willing to learn and invest in the right tools.
Exactly. It's empowering, isn't it?
It is. It makes me wonder if we zoom out a bit.
Yeah.
How has this evolution of specialized tools impacted the skill set required for trades like roofing?
Man, it's a fascinating question.
Yeah.
On the one hand, you could argue that specialized tools make certain tasks easier and more accessible, potentially lowering the barrier to entry for some trades.
Right.
On the other hand, you could also argue that these tools require a different kind of skill set,
Okay.
one that's less about brute force and more about precision technique and understanding the nuances of the tool itself.
It's almost like a shift from mastering the raw materials to mastering the tools that manipulate those materials.
Exactly. It's a fascinating evolution.
Yeah.
You know, this reminds me of something I read a while back. There was an article about how blacksmithing, which used to be all about brute strength and hammering metal,
Yeah.
is now evolving to incorporate more technology and precision tools.
Interesting.
It's fascinating how these tools are changing the very nature of these crafts.
It really is, and it makes you appreciate the thought and ingenuity that goes into designing these specialized tools.
Right.
They're not just gadgets.
Yeah.
They're extensions of human skill and innovation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So for anyone listening who might be feeling a bit overwhelmed by all this talk about specialized tools, don't worry.
Yeah.
It's all about finding the right tool for the job at hand.
Right. You don't need a whole arsenal of fancy gadgets to get started.
No.
But if you're tackling a project like roofing, where precision and efficiency are key, investing in a specialized tool like the shingling hammer can make a world of difference.
And sometimes those specialized tools can surprise you with their versatility.
Oh, really?
The shingling hammer, for instance,
Yeah.
isn't limited to just roofing.
Oh.
You could use it for siding installation,
Yeah.
some demolition work,
Wow.
even building a shed.
Whoa, I never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
It's like a multi-tool in disguise.
Exactly. And that's something I always encourage people to do. Explore the potential of their tools.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to experiment and see how you can adapt them to different tasks.
Right.
You might be surprised at what you discover.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah, we have.
We've talked about the shingling hammer's unique features,
Right.
the safety benefits, pro tips, and even the broader implications of specialized tools.
Yeah.
If you had to distill it all down to one key takeaway,
Okay.
what would it be?
I'd say the biggest takeaway is this. Don't underestimate the power of choosing the right tool for the job. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a weekend warrior just starting out,
Great.
the right tool can make a project more efficient, enjoyable, and even safer.
Beautifully put. And, I think this deep dive has also highlighted the fact that there's always something new to learn.
Right.
The world of tools is constantly evolving, and there are always new innovations and techniques to discover.
Absolutely. So keep exploring, keep learning, and most importantly, have fun with it.
Well said. On that note, we'll wrap up this fascinating journey into the world of shingling hammers.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.